Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M53 M55, the Tier 9 American SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka, and it's under the command of Soleviter. Now, he was actually appearing in the last video, and I got his name wrong right at the start. I feel so embarrassed for doing that. And in fact, actually, I think he happens to be the alternate account for Oxidor. I'm not absolutely certain because he hasn't told me that, but I suspect it is, and he'll let us know when he's ready. Anyway, he's off to the west side of the map, which is the usual place for Arty to play from, although there are some other positions you can use. He's gone right up against the edge of the map there. Okay, he's ready to go, and he's started to aim at the enemy. Well, he's aiming straight to the bowl. Started this one, which is where the enemy tends to turn up straight away, but instead we've spotted a Carnarvon over on the other side of the battlefield. He's landed in the tier 10 game with tier 8 tanks in it, so he's middle tier. Rounds out, looks good, direct hit straight off. Now he will have to move straight away because the problem is that on this map the enemy Arty will be looking for a tracer coming from that position. And if he doesn't move, he should or would get hit straight away. We can see the shell actually landed on the upper plate of the Carnarvon. Just as it comes into view, you can see a yellow mark on that upper plate where it landed. He's almost ready. Okay, he's ready to go again, and this time round he's got one of the Chieftain Ps, one of the new Chieftains they brought in for the game. Rounds out. He will need to move again. He is moving. You can tell that because the reticule's bouncing around quite a bit, and that tells you it is moving. I think he was actually moving backwards when he was doing that. Okay, his reticule's now settling down, which means obviously he's stationary. Standard reload time 40.27 seconds. His reload time is about 30 point something. 30.3. Okay, he's settling on the Chieftain again. Lined him up, rounds out on ahead of his path, and another direct hit for 321. So he's doing quite well so far. Changing position again. The only danger in actual changing position without actually keeping your eye on where you're going is you might knock trees down as you're moving about, and that can actually give the enemy an idea of where you are, just as that enemy tank, the Carnarvon, just knocked that tree down, telling everyone where he was. And in fact, actually, we've noticed that unfortunately nobody's on the hill to stop the enemy moving forwards. Rounds out the Carnarvon, lands next to him, only 123 off that one. Well, that means the bad news is that the enemy is advancing on the east side of the map, and all we've got over there is a standard B to stop them. He was the only one who went over, I think. I'm not sure if the 1-to-1 of the Waffenträger E100 went over there. Okay, we can't hit the Carnarvon easily. Oh, now we can. Rounds out. Direct hit. Oh, that was a biggie, but it was 267 is what we've recorded. He lost a huge amount, over 800. So I think he was hit by somebody else at the same time. Okay, CC1 Mark II making his way across the river. He's probably going to come around behind, and our T103's gone up on the embankment. Or has he? Because I'm not sure the CC's actually taking shots at him. But we're taking shots at the CC, and oh, RNG made the shell go to the right. We did stun him though, so we got some stun assist, and the standard B is firing into him while he's in the water. But the T103 is still on our side of the railway line. As he knows, he's just gone over the crossing, and now he's attacking the CC1 Mark II. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Chieftain P. I think the rest of the team have suddenly realised the danger we're in by having one flank open. And unfortunately, we lost the T103, but the Chieftain takes a big hit. He doesn't go... Oh, he does go down. In fact, actually, he was killed by our SU-130PM. So we did get some stun assist off that one. a nice hit for 364 and then the stun assist after. Okay, we've got a Pantera sitting in the water. Oh, the standard B just got Amarak hit by the enemy FV4005, who must be up on top of the hill. But the Pantera is now hiding behind the wreck of the standard B, who lost his turret. And now he's had another hit. We're not moving about much actually at the moment, and I get the feeling that that might lead to us getting a counter battery hit. But the enemy doesn't appear to be trying to counter battery us. We haven't noticed any shells landing nearby. In some cases, it turns out to be that most enemy Arty players do not actually fire at the enemy, their own teammate, their opposite number. That STB1 took a fairly big hit there for 220, right in the side. It should have been more. Ah, right, we are moving now. That's good. Changing position. There's a nice number of targets on the other side of the railway line. And these ones up here are probably the priority ones for our teammates. They're indicating them as targets. We lose sight of one of them. The STB1 rounds out. Direct hit, wipes him out right through the front of his vehicle. I'm not sure if that was a penetrating shot or not, but I suspect it wasn't, just overwhelmed him, being a direct hit right on his front. And that SMVCC 67 doesn't feel so strong now, because he's just seen his STB1 teammate blow up, and now he's pulling back because he doesn't want to get hit as well, but he's about to get hit, because that's where Soleviter's aiming. Oh, he fired just as the guy was taken out. We're still keeping all of our strength on the west side of the map, but we're one up on the enemy at the moment. It's a very good game because they've been pumping those shells out. The STB1 still remains the only shot that Soleviter's managed to get. Now, if he can put a round into that P44, he'll drown him, because he's sitting there in the water to try and stay safe from our guys. He decided not to do it. In fact, enemy tank seen to the south of us is a Foch 155. He's moving forward. He's stopped. Rounds out. Looks good. Yes! 289. By all rights, that should have been a bigger hit. You can see how close the enemy are getting to us. They are really close. We'll be coming in view range soon if they get any closer. Going to go for the BK100-01P. We've lost sight of him. That's probably because there he is moving forward. He's got the cover in his favour. 276. He takes damage. Slowed down temporarily, but he's still oncoming. Both the tanks that are closest to him are weak on armor, except of course the Foch 155, but things are not going well now. We're only one up on the enemy, but they have conquered the east side of the map. They've got a standard B just the other side of the railway embankment. But our Shrek is covering that approach. We're waiting for that. Oh, you can see that the VK was pushing the wreck. The wreck is moving of its own accord. And that can only mean the VK is shoving it along as 20 meters of extra armor. Or is it 10 meters of extra armor? I think it's 10 actually, but yeah, he's shoving it along as he's going. It's not going to stop the RT shells from damaging him though. But we're only down to 6 rounds left. Okay, we're loaded. Lining a shot up for behind the wreck. Just adjust it. He's loaded the premium HE. Now we don't know how much damage we did there because obviously we can't spot him. But I suspect that that did actually do damage. Just didn't stun him. The premium shells, as you know, they do more damage. They've got 1100 alpha, which means even if it lands right alongside you, it could do 500 damage. Standard shells are 900. We're almost loaded again. Rounds out. Another hit. Slowing him down. There's only 3 enemy vehicles left, and now that E100 is in a whole load of trouble. And now he just took a big hit from the Foch right up the rear. And now there's his second enemy. So he's out the game. That means there's only 1 enemy vehicle left. It's a T28 prototype who's somewhere to the south of us at the moment. The Foch is on his way down there, and he's found him. Rounds out. Big hit, stunned and killed. So that is a victory, and a very good one for Soleviter. Here's the end of battle stats, and well, the last one happened to be a draw, the one on Studyanki. On this map, on Prokhorovka, Soleviter gets an ace tanker and a victory. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7. He got another Gauze medal for getting at least 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle in damage. And yet again, he gets another Confederate. This time round, his win rate on the battle was 4,875. But he did pump those shells out as well as he could. And, well, I think that was a good game. That was a very good game. I'd be very happy with that. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he got the highest damage in the game, but he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool. And that's why he didn't get the high caliber. 4,521 hit points of damage. Second highest damage went to the standard B on the enemy team with 3,431. And the third highest damage actually went to the FB4005, who got 3,299, with the Shrek only 4 hit points behind him. When it came to kills in that game, it was the AMX M454 who got 4 kills in that one. The Shrek got 3, and so did the standard B on the enemy team. 2 kills went to the Foch 155 and the SU-130PM, and also to the 212A on the enemy team and their SMV CC67. I'm afraid Soleviter only got the 1 kill in that game. That was that STB-1, and it hit him right in the face. And unfortunately, it didn't penetrate him. Yeah, there's no penetrations from that one. I thought it might have, because he did 551 hit points of damage to that guy in the end. But no, it didn't get through the front plate of that tank. If we go back to XP, we can see that XP-wise, he was top of the table with 1,148, goes along with the massive damage he did. The next highest being the Foch 155 with 1,129, and the third being the Shrek with 1,092, and those are the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 XP in the game. 17 shots fired, so he still had 3 shells left at the end of the game. 11 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations but 17 splash. Damage of 4,521 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 1, so well qualified for the Confederate. 1,859 hit points of stun assist of 15 stuns, and most of this ace tanker was actually done by real damage. 62,204 credits for the battle, 50,000 for completing a mission, 112,204 credits altogether, and after ammunition resupply took away 79,974 credits profit. 1,722 XP times 2 for the first victory on this occasion, 3,444 experience points altogether. This was a much better performance than the game on Studyanki. Unfortunately, I think his aiming let him down on that map because, of course, he failed to get that FB3805. Even firing at him twice just couldn't overwhelm him and get a direct hit that would actually take him out. In the first case, I think it was just RNG let him down, but the second time he did hit him, but he just didn't overwhelm him. It didn't kill him outright. So that's why. And also, as you may recall, I did say that what he should have done is driven straight towards the FB3805. So if the 3805 stopped to try and take a shot at him, he could have maneuvered just to keep the FB3805 interested, get closer to him. So a shotgun at close range would put him out of his misery. Even if the FB3805 had actually struck him directly, and even taken him out of the game, it wouldn't have been a loss simply because that Object 277 was still around. Was it 277? No, it was the Foch, wasn't it? Foch 155 was still around. But this game was much better. The only thing I'd say in this one is, where was that 212A? He should have been trying to counter battery, and he didn't. But there again, Soleviter didn't counter battery either, so maybe he was following what other people have been doing and saying is, we're not going to counter battery enemy Arty, unless of course they really do become visible. And we're doing that simply because we don't like what Wargaming did when they nerfed Arty. So effectively, Wargaming has stopped that counter battery from happening because both players actually deliberately did not counter battery. They didn't look for their opposite number, and they just kept the fire on the enemy tanks to help their teammates. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. It was a very good battle, actually, a very exciting one, because the enemy did conquer one side of the map, but it really didn't help them in the long run, because after all, they couldn't approach from the south at the same time as they were approaching from the east, and consequently I think they let the advantage get away from them. If you enjoyed the replay, please give a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.